Welcome to Mother Daughter Projects. I'm Steph. Today we're going to turn this Stanley lunchbox into a tea party to go. Inside the lunchbox includes a way to heat up water, snacks, and a selection of loose leaf teas. In this video, we'll be building a custom wooden table and customizing the front and sides to make it my own. This is the basic Stanley classic metal 10-quart lunchbox we're starting with. I bought this one on Amazon. To make the tabletop for when the lunchbox is open, I started with a couple of prototypes made out of cardboard. Once I got the dimensions right, I traced it onto a scrap piece of hardwood. After I made the tabletop, I created a template that is available for free on motherdaughterprojects.com. I cut the wood down on our table saw, but you can use whatever saw you have. To round the edges, Mom's using a scroll saw. Next, I decided I wanted to soften the edges a bit, so I used our palm router with a roundover bit to accomplish this. Then Mom followed it up with sanding to smooth it out. Next, we needed to figure out where to make the indentions for the metal hanger. Again, this will be marked on the template that you can download for free. I started by drilling a hole at the bottom of the indention, and then Mom used the scroll saw to cut that section out. To finish the wood, we're going to use cutting board oil that is food grade. I followed the instructions for application. You can see it enhances the natural beauty of the wood. I made sure to get it in the little grooves as well. Throughout this process, I was collecting items for the inside of the tea kit, some of which I had and some I ordered online. I'll put a link on our website to some of the items that I purchased. As I tested out the tabletop design, it worked well, but I realized it could potentially slide apart in the middle as there was nothing holding the bottom section in place. I also realized that if it was on any kind of uneven surface, the cups tended to slide. So I cut out cork circles with my Cricut Maker to keep them in place. I cut out my own because standard cork coasters were too big for my tea set. And to keep the tabletop more secure, I cut two thin pieces of wood and attached them to the underside of the top. Once they were dry and in place, I used some cutting board oil to finish them. This is not 100% necessary, but makes the tabletop a little bit more secure. Next, I used my Cricut Maker to customize the sides. Here I'm cutting out the graphics to represent me out of black vinyl, and adhering them to the indentions in the metal. The leaf represents my appreciation of nature. The greyhound represents my favorite dog. The hammer and paintbrush represents my DIY spirit, and the kayak represents my favorite outdoor activity. I first took out the extra material, then I put transfer tape on top, removed the backing, and put the vinyl in place. Once it was fully adhered, I removed the transfer tape. I also added the name of my second YouTube channel, Hi, I'm Steph, to the front. Now, one thing I wanted to make sure about the graphics on the top, I wanted them to look correct when the lunchbox was open and closed, so here you can see the kayak still looks correct, and so does the leaf. It took me a little time to figure out the graphics that would represent me and also work in both directions. Now, I'm not the first person to use the Stanley lunchbox as a to-go kit. You'll find numerous versions of this and a lot of people making coffee to-go kits. But as a tea drinker, this was a must for me. I also realized this would be the perfect s'mores to-go kit. So after I found this Sterno S'mores safe indoor and outdoor product, I swapped out the tea set temporarily for a s'mores to-go set. This is perfect for rainy days or days it's too windy to have a campfire. If you want to see the tea time to go fully in use, check out my second YouTube channel, Hi, I'm Steph, and make sure to like and subscribe on that channel if you'd like to see more outdoorsy content. But if you want to see more projects from me and Mom, be sure to find us at motherdaughterprojects.com and subscribe right here on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Bye.